Welcome to All Indefinitely. Interviews and insights to empower you to achieve personal and professional success through friendships, relationships, and marriage. Here are your hosts, Anwar and Cyana.
All right, welcome back. You're back in Miami again. I know you just went back and you're visiting. You went to go visit family? How was that?
I went to Cuba.
Cuba.
It was an experience. That's what I can say. It was really, really bad, but yeah.
Well, I know you're in between semesters now. I know you're going to law school. You're in between semesters, and how are you feeling now?
Oh my God, I'm so relieved. I passed the first semester. It was such another experience.
Very good.
No, but it was great. I'm really, really excited for what's coming. So
you seem beat up a little bit when after you finish your finals.
I'm so glad this is not a video because
right.
Yeah, but yeah, it was an experience, but it's good. Something I've learned in law school is to appreciate the struggle,
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that. And this semester, that was my lesson. I always try to learn the lesson of every situation in my life. And definitely my first semester was to know how to enjoy the struggle.
To do it. A lot of people, that's good that you say that, because there's, a lot of people will look at it and say, well, you have to work really hard, or you have to work.
Right.
If it's so hard, it makes you not want to do it.
Exactly.
I have been I've been training for the Miami Marathon.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm not
half marathon.
You're doing the half marathon, which I'm doing the full thing, and I don't know what I got myself into. Yeah, in the midst of all that, you're training for a half marathon, and the thing is if I look at it and I say I have a 16-mile run scheduled, and if I look at it it's going to be a torturous time for me, then I know that all the way through those 16 miles. But if I say this is going to be a joyful time where I'm going to have to work 16 miles and really enjoy the struggle with it, I know it doesn't. I know that it sounds like it's it's putting your mind another way, but it actually helps me. It kind of feels
it feels different.
I appreciate the struggle. I don't want it to. I don't think it's going to be easy, but at least it's not going to be it's not going to be something that I'm dreading. It's
exactly.
something I'm going to just enjoy the struggle with.
Yeah, you won't be suffering the whole time,
Right.
You better suffer after the 10th mile when your legs start to give up.
But they give up after the 8th. After the 8th, I'm already struggling. I don't know how I'm going to get through the marathon. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But so we're here to talk about the one. This is episode 2, and we're talking about the one, finding the one for you. Right. And this is a theme that starts with us from very, very young age.
Yeah.
It's kind of like... where does that come from for you? How early in your life can you remember first the concept of finding the Prince Charming or the one? Have you ever thought about that?
Of course, I blame Disney for that.
A lot of people blame Disney.
Of course.
But Disney is only...
Prince Charming. You have to find it and then you live happily ever after.
So I'm of Indian descent, and my mom likes Indian movies, like Bollywood movies. And if you ever seen Bollywood movies, every single one of those movies is a love story. Every single one of them. Yeah. And so it's not just Disney; it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it's everywhere from even from our organized religions, our families' expectations.
Right.
It's a lot from everywhere. It's a concept that you are here as a half.
Yes.
And you have to find your other half.
Exactly.
And that is your one. And when you find the right one for you, you'll know.
There's so much
and there's no
pressure.
There's no way to know, but when you know, you know.
Yeah. If you ask people, because of you, I've asked people, right? They're, I met her and we got married 6 months after that. I'm like, what will you get married? And then their answer is always, because when you know, you know. I've never known.
I never knew either.
I feel that maybe I haven't found the one,
Well, listen, I understand life is difficult. It's always going to be a struggle. It's always going to be like a lot of burdens. There's a lot going on in a lot of people's lives.
Sometimes worse than law school.
Worse than law school, for sure. In fact, law school aids to the suffering sometimes. But it's I think about it too. And all my life, I thought about, I want to be the man for when I find the one.
For the one.
And that's been like part of my decision making from as early as I can remember.
Yes.
So if I'm learning to, I remember when I was starting judo at 12 years old.
Oh my God.
I wanted to be the protector for when I found the one. When I was going to school, I mean, I was choosing a career path.
So that you could provide
for the one when I found the one and start a family. It's just this notion of finding the one has always been there. It's always been part of my life. It's always been something that I've thought about, like I need to prepare for.
Yeah. Well, but now that we know better, I feel that it is so important that we're doing this and talking about this, because I would so much appreciate if somebody, when I was growing up, would have told me there's no such thing as the one. You are the one, and try to work on yourself before thinking about anything else, because I think, like I said, and that's why I blamed Disney before, even though I know they've been changing their narrative and now we have, princesses and single princesses and all that. But it's like we would grow up looking for the one. Like you were saying, your life would be dedicated to find the one, not to find or pursue the career that you actually wanted, but something that would help you provide for the one.
Yeah.
So I really hope that not only us with this podcast, but more people can talk about this and help the new generations understanding that there's nothing wrong with not having a boyfriend or a girlfriend while you're in your teens, and that's fine, because at least I come from a Hispanic culture, and when you don't get a boyfriend once you're 18 or 19, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
And your family starts, like pressuring and this and asking, and every holiday becomes a nightmare because that the aunts are going to start asking about the boyfriend or the girlfriend, and I think it's really important for us to talk about this.
I think it plays with their psychology, even in high school, even in middle school. I remember when boys and girls were having like boyfriend and girlfriends. It's kind of like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah,
kind of thing. But I think about the one a lot when before in my previous life. But what really happened to me, and this is the bad part that happened to me, is I never knew who I was.
Right.
If I'm spending all of my time trying to prepare to find someone else that will complete me and then be my one, we will unite and be one, then I'm spending all my time preparing for somebody that I don't even know.
Exactly.
And what I really should have been doing all my life is realizing, like you said, I am the one. I am the one of my life. I'm the only person that's going to be on this journey. And here's the thing about it. I think that it's difficult to look at life that way. It's so much easier to say, this is what I was saying before, it's so much easier to say, I have a partner, I have someone that I can like lean on,
right,
that we can go through things together.
Yeah.
And I think people mistaken that because there's always somebody there. There's always a friend. There's always a parent. Look at people when they go through hard times. If they're in the hospital, if they're going through difficult times and they just lost their job, they still have friends that come to their aid. You come to your friends' aids all the time and help them out. And I've done that same thing. There's always somebody there, but yet and still we feel like we need somebody.
Yeah.
Like our partner,
a partner. One. Yeah, because it's not somebody. It's not a friend. It's a partner.
Yeah, it's wrong to go to a friend.
Did somebody ever tell you, "Don't worry about finding the one. You are the one"?
Or, no.
Right?
No, not even right now. Even right now, my mom tells me the one is. By the way, this show all indefinitely. All your friendships. When you find a good friend, be all in with that. Definitely you be all into that, but know that all the relationships, friendships, marriages, it's all indefinite. It's all for an unspecified amount of time. So get the good and give as much as you can while you're in that relationship. And when it's over, acknowledge that you've done your best and keep moving. Yeah. When I tell this to my mom, she tells me, stop thinking like that. She's like,
you need therapy.
Yeah. Oh, I get that a lot. Yeah, you need therapy. The right one is out there for you. My mom still says that. I'm 41 years old. My mom still says the right one is still out there for you. I wrote a book called Married Indefinitely, and where I detail a lot of these concepts.
And yet
still,
your mom
she's still saying the same thing. So yeah, I think that's a theme that's going to always like come back. And a lot of people don't want to confront themselves with this idea that there is no the one. There's only the one that you have for you. You're the only person.
Yeah.
You know, I always look at relationships and all of them that I've seen, even if they last forever, meaning until one person dies.
Yeah.
Very rarely do you die at the same time.
Yeah.
So even then, even if you last as long as, you know, one of you pass away, you still are not forever.
Exactly.
Life is not forever. So this whole concept of someone's forever, or they get really into I guess this is more than science. It's kind of like you meet your soulmate.
Yeah.
And your soulmate, and this is what I found out, and somebody told me this, and I read online too. It has to be true, right? I read it online. Soulmate is like somebody...
We're on Facebook?
It's Google. And so a soulmate is somebody from your previous life that you were married to, that now you meet again, and that's when you know, because you have that, you feel like that connection.
Yeah.
And then that's the person that you were with.
Well, I read online it was chemistry, but okay, you might be right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My point is that, have you followed those relationships that when you know?
No, I haven't known. Like,
but have you seen the people, the friendships that has said that they found that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do they work out?
Some of them have. I mean, so far, but they've been together for years, like a few years, not many.
Okay, so it's still too soon.
Yeah, it's still a case of study.
So this concept of being the one, like finding the one for you, leads people to a very tumultuous time.
Yes.
And I know a lot of endless examples. I don't want to keep giving endless examples, but there's so many examples of people that cannot find the right one. And you know what they do? They blame Miami. They blame the cities. They're like, look at Miami, wherever city you're in, or like, this kind of world, like nobody wants anything serious. It's so hard to find the one. Everyone's looking for the one and comparing their lives with other people on social media.
Yeah. And feeling frustrated when they don't find it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's something wrong with them or something, or they need to work on something.
Right. So, I mean, the first thing that we have to do is say to a lot of people that you are the only one for you.
Yes.
There's nobody else.
Exactly.
And if you love yourself and stay true to yourself, you'll be in good company.
Yes, totally. You were saying something before, and it would be good if you repeated it now. That we're talking about that, and it was that the only way to have people truly love you, it's when you love yourself.
Yeah, I mean, if you really look at it, the people that I respect the most in life, or the people that I really, really join my life with the most, are the people that kind of took me to a place that I couldn't normally get to on my own.
Right.
Or led me down a thinking I couldn't think on my own. So, I mean, it's so important for me to understand like those kinds of relationships, what we mean by when we say someone will love you. What we mean by that is like what I have seen, what I've worked on is that once you know yourself and you ask yourself questions and you really follow yourself and follow your passion, and you learn a passion, and you understand it well, you can inspire other people to do the same thing.
Right.
They will love you for the way you love you.
Exactly.
The way you have shown that you have that appreciation for yourself, that you've taken yourself a certain place. So it's kind of like if you have been someone that says, I want to give, this was me before, by the way. Before I used to say, let me just give to the world and give to the universe, and then the universe will like provide me with a good life. But it didn't work out for me because none of my friends, nobody kind of plays by those rules.
Yes.
But once I started focusing on myself, focusing on my professional goals, on every part of my life, then people come around and say, hey, what are you doing? Let me learn a little bit from you. Let me affect change. And once they see that you love yourself, they can't hurt you, or nothing can hurt you. You become love. Then they're inspired by you.
Exactly.
And they start to love you the same way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, to seek love from other people is kind of like a fruitless endeavor.
Yeah.
But to become love and love yourself, others will love you the way you love yourself. And I can't stress that enough. That's worked so much for me.
That's true. Yeah, that's so important.
But coming back to the one, it's like, I have never been so free than when I am right now. And I say that, I am the one for me.
Right.
I know that I'm not missing anything. I know that there's nothing out there for me. That there's nothing out there that I'm miss. Like I passed the one by and I didn't talk to them. No, it's just my experience, my human experience, and I want to have the best possible one I can. I don't need anything else, and all I want to be is around other people that share my passion and share my views, and maybe I can learn from.
Yeah,
you don't have to agree with me all the time, but we're all trying to figure this thing out and do our best. So, I mean, and a lot of people torture. It almost feels like a lot of people are the same way, in the sense that where I was before, that saying, I will have like relationships in high school, and I had like girlfriends in college. When I was starting my businesses, I had, I was dating here and there, but I wasn't taking anything seriously because I was always saying, I'm focused on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
High school first, college second, business third.
Yeah.
Then I'll find the one.
Yeah.
Then I'll have children. It's kind of like in these stages.
Yeah.
And what I found is a lot of people see life in their stages, whatever their stages are.
Right.
So I can't tell you how many people that I've met that are now in the stage where they worked on themselves, they finished school, or they work to get a position into a job or try to get somewhere, and now they're looking for the one and they can't find it. Like they're stuck at this phase. Like they work all their life to get to the point where they find the one.
Yeah.
And then they can't find the one, or they find someone and that turns out not to be the one.
Yeah.
And the problem keeps repeating.
Yeah. So
they go on this lifelong journey to find the one, and when they know, but they never know.
Exactly.
And they never find out. That was me. And until I realized I was the love of my life.
Right.
And that I could now be free to see what it is I was interested in. Now it's not like, if I was to go back to school now and I say like, what do I want to study? It would be something that I'm passionate about. I would look for my passion differently. If I looked at life, I wouldn't plan around having a children or family and stuff like that. I would plan like, let me have the most positive life I can. And those things happen naturally.
Right.
Those natural connections that you make with people and the natural marriage, they happen naturally.
Exactly.
But just loving yourself and not causing any harm around you, like keeping the free will of other people, like not trying to control anyone or do anything, like getting a girlfriend and you have to act a certain way. No, it's like you're here, we're enjoying a time together, and if ever it's not working out for us, you can move on.
Exactly. I like to think, and while I was coming back from Cuba, I was thinking about it, on the planes, how you have to put your oxygen mask first, and then you put it to whoever is traveling with you if they need your help. And it's pretty much the same thing. Make sure that you
secure your mask. Yeah.
Exactly. Put on your oxygen mask and then make sure that you help other people.
If you can't do that for yourself, then there's no way you can be an inspiration or a love for anyone else.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's get to this question. I got this question that was submitted to us, and I want to read this to you. And
let's see.
All right. I shouldn't have cleared my throat on the mic. Sorry about that. This is a question. I'm originally from Orlando and moved to Miami, Florida after college to work in the hospitality industry. In the past, I've had 2 serious relationships where we lived together, but I never really took it seriously as I was focused on my career. Thankfully, this year, I got the job promotion that I worked so hard for. Now, at the age of 32, I'm finally in a comfortable position and feel it is the best time for me to have a serious relationship. I have been using several dating apps, but would only agree to go on dates when I was convinced that the guy wanted something serious. After about 2 months ago, I met an amazing man that was very attractive at a music festival. He was clear with me from the beginning that he just moved to Miami and wanted to focus on his entrepreneurial goals and fashion and merchandising industry, and didn't want anything serious. but our chemistry was so electric. I agreed to go on a date with him anyway. We've been I lost my place here. Sorry. We've been having the best time, best sex, and shared deep and meaningful conversation. I feel stronger about this guy than I've ever felt about anyone ever before. Wanting more, after 2 amazing months, I asked him about defining our relationships and perhaps agreeing to be a couple. But this had a negative effect. He reminded me that he didn't want anything serious, and he told me that I could be dating other people and he would not have a problem with that. I'm so devastated because the conversation became a breakup. He told me that he was conflicted because he agrees our chemistry is undeniable, but he'd rather be focused on his career right now. I was there before, and I know that I know what he means, but I don't believe that a relationship with me will hinder his business endeavors. I'm sad and hurt because it seems that I found the right one, the one I see myself starting a life with, but it seems that I met the right one at the wrong time. What should I do about this? Should I find a way to stay in his life and see if he changes his mind, or should I walk away? I'm so confused. That's from Natasha.
Interesting. So it seems like she knows. When you know, and she knows.
She knows.
The thing is that he doesn't know.
Well, it's the right one at the wrong time.
Yeah.
First of all, how do you meet the right one at the wrong time?
Yeah, that's not the one.
But that's a very serious thing out there.
Yeah.
So I looked it up online. There's a very serious conversation about like finding the right one, but at the wrong time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Google again?
Of course, yeah. So how does that mean? I mean, I don't understand. Like, first of all, I see it like this, and you tell me if you agree or not.
Okay.
This is definitely a lot to unpack. First of all, what is the right one?
Exactly.
It's the right one, someone that you have chemistry with, someone that you have amazing physical attraction to, that you have deep conversations with, and
Well, she described it as the best time, best sex, and share deep and meaningful conversations.
But that's only been 2 months.
Yeah.
Isn't that true about anyone?
I found on Google as well, this lady saying that pretty much in the first 6 months of relationship, we are high. Because of all the chemical reactions happening inside us, we're so happy, so excited. It's like being high for 6 months. So obviously you're going to have the best sex, you're going to have the best times and the best conversations because you don't see anything beyond that.
And also, look at what she's saying too. She's saying that she was not focused on this in the past. She was just focused on getting her promotion.
Yeah, what you were saying before. This is her time.
Now it's her time.
Yeah.
So now it has to happen.
It has to happen.
And she
now.
found the right one that is kind of like she visualizes herself with, in the future. And so number one, I don't believe that you can find the right one at the wrong time. That just means it's not the right one for that time.
But we just said that we are the right ones, like ourselves
individually.
Yes.
Yes. So
that concept is completely not working in our ideas.
I guess it could work. It could work like this.
Okay. Surprise me.
So supposing that she was now wanting somebody to have a relationship with, and perhaps starting a family with,
right?
And she's looking for someone that's also wanting the family and stuff like that. It's kind of like the right one. Or let's say for example she's starting a relationship and she wanted to get into the fashion and merchandising industry, and he wanted to get into the fashion and merchandising industry, and they had that electric chemistry.
Right.
He would have been the right one for
at the right time. Yes.
Yeah, for the right time. So I guess like the right one means who is the dance partner for the time.
Oh, I like that. Yes.
And if the song is playing and the music is going and you have a dance partner,
right?
Dance. But I don't know that can happen if it's not the right time.
Yeah, it wouldn't flow.
It just doesn't make any sense. So the right time, if you're talking about you are the one for your life. You are the one for you. The right partner for you or dance partner will all depend on what song is playing or where you are in your life. You know, what is the right time for you? So let's just separate those two things.
Right.
You are the one for you. And if the right partner comes along based on wherever you are in your life, it's for that time.
Right.
And remember, that's indefinite. That's not going to be forever. Although it could be forever, you never know that. But your understanding is that it may not be forever. Now she's asking, what does she do? She's really hurt by this.
Can I answer?
Yeah. What do you think she should do?
Natasha, I think you should skip the song and play another one. Maybe dance on your own, but play another song. This is definitely not your song.
Yeah, and I think that also it's kind of like it's kind of wishful thinking. You want something to happen.
Yeah.
So you want it to. You look for the signs and you want it to be true.
Yeah.
And we look for these connections with people.
Right.
And so when we see those connections, it just further justifies our mentality that this is the right person.
Yeah.
And I would say take a step back and say, look at yourself.
Yes.
And visualize yourself as not needing someone.
Exactly.
And go from there. And it really boils down to a relationship really boils down to, is it necessary for me right now? If it's not necessary for you right now, it probably won't last.
No, and not only that, but I mean, it seems like it is necessary for her right now. But the thing is, it's not necessary for him. And we go back to your elements, the same shared beliefs.
Right.
He doesn't have the same shared beliefs.
Obviously, he said to her that he doesn't want anything serious right now.
So it looks like they have intimacy, they have good sex, and they have not public acknowledgement.
No, there's no
yeah.
No.
So they have two of the elements. So obviously this is not a marriage or nothing close to it.
Those are the 4 elements for a marriage, but but they definitely have a version of a friendship with a sexual element, which is great. That's one of those things that people have, and there's a lot of confusion in there because we don't know what the rules are. We kind of make them up as we go along, and the rules are different for everyone.
Right. But it's good that we have these elements. I think it works out. It doesn't mean that if there's one of those elements, this is not a legal case. So if you're failing something, it doesn't mean that is not a marriage or you're not in that relationship. So it means that maybe there's something that you should try to accomplish in your relationship if you can, not like in this case that he obviously doesn't want to. Because I think that after this point, everything that's going to happen for Natasha, it's frustration. Because she won't be able to accomplish what she wants because that's not what this guy wants.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. He's definitely very honest with her though.
Exactly. So take it and skip the song. And if you need to dance on your own, do it. That's fine.
He's doing the honest work. So
exactly.
That we can appreciate. He's not there.
Yeah, we're always complaining that people are not honest, or guys specifically are not honest. And now this guy is being honest, and she's trying to force it into something that he doesn't want to do.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Cyana. I think that she should definitely.
Shocker.
Well, she should definitely move on from this because she's asking herself the wrong questions.
Yes.
I think that Natasha should look at herself in the mirror and say, "You are the one for me." And look at herself and say, I'm in good company. I love myself.
Yeah.
And that people around me should be part of my ability to have good times and good memories and grow personally and grow professionally. And that's what you need to ask yourself. So if he's not the one in terms of that, just realize you're the one and realize that maybe he plays another role in your life. Maybe he's a friend. Or maybe you just move past it. You already have gotten the highest of the highs.
Yeah.
And you leave on a good note and you keep going with it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that even though this is not a marriage, it seems like you have achieved divorce.
I gotta ask you something. We got a couple of minutes left on this. I wanted to ask you because this brings up the question of the dating app.
Yes.
The dating app and serious relationship. I know that there are people that go on dating apps for a serious relationship.
Yeah.
The danger with that is that how do you know when to be serious? It seems like I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he was telling me that he was like saying, you know, when I'm on a dating app, I just ask women right out. He says this is what he says to them. he's like, I just asked them, what do they want? Like, what is it that you're looking for?
Okay.
And if they say they want something serious, then he replies with something serious. Okay, I want a serious relationship. If they say, look, I just want to go out and have a good time, he says, okay, let's just go out and have a good time, nothing serious.
Yes.
And he gets the most out of their relationship.
Of course.
Of course, he's seeking sex right away.
Yeah.
And he kind of both adjusts his sales pitch for both sides, and whatever the case may be. And in the end, wins majority of the times that he's having these kinds of conversations.
My God.
I say that to say, how do you know what someone's goal is on a dating app? I've never used a dating app before.
No,
have you used
neither
one?
have I.
I've never used one,
yeah.
so we have no experience.
There's no experience here, but I do have friends. I actually have a couple who started dating through Tinder. They met through Tinder, and they've been dating for like 7 or 8 years now.
So they're married.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
without the license, of course.
Yeah, exactly. And they have a what it seems like thriving relationship, and they're really happy, and they met through Tinder. But I think that in this case, you shouldn't try to find your husband or the one through Tinder.
I think
you cannot play it by ear,
right? Well, I think that. The other funny thing about that conversation is, and I was looking at a Harvard study.
Google?
No, well, I Googled it.
Are you saying Harvard like I do? I say Harvard sometimes to,
it was actually
make people believe that what I'm saying is true.
No, it was actually a Harvard study, and you can look it up, and I'll see if I can find it and share the link. But basically, it was like saying how people, when you ask them what are the most important elements, or what are the most important features of having a spouse, they'll say intellect, they'll say personality, wit, they'll say all these nice things, and somewhere down the line they'll say attractiveness. But when it comes to actually looking at a mate, they're looking only at attractiveness and nothing else.
Really?
Yeah. And this is like people, these are not uneducated buffoons I'm talking about. We're like all smart people nowadays. And sure enough, right away, it's the physical attraction number one. Mm-hmm. And I say that to say, because when you're on a dating app, I mean, how much are you really considering that person's attributes?
Yes.
Their accomplishments, what their goals are, how they're going to benefit or complement your own personal goals and things that you're trying to do. How much are you looking at it with that?
Yeah.
Or are you looking just at physical attractiveness?
Yeah. I mean, that's how it starts.
Well, I know a lot of very attractive, ugly people. and I know very, very beautiful people that would not be considered attractive. So I'm just confused on the whole concept. I am single right now.
Yeah.
And I refuse to do a dating app. I'm not going to do it. I just think that it's too much time invested into something that just would be, wasting my time. I feel this way.
In my opinion, it's so superficial, but there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
we should bring somebody as well. Maybe Natasha would like to join us.
We can message Natasha and ask that. But you know what? I have friends too that met on Tinder and are now married.
Yeah. We have friends in common.
Yes.
That she's even pregnant now. They're married.
Yes.
Legally
exactly,
married.
Exactly.
So
we know that it works if your goal is to be married. But is the goal just to be legally licensed married, or is the goal to find someone to
forever
have personal growth with? And well, not forever. We don't believe in forever on the show. We believe in.
I meant these people
definitely
looking,
but they're
for,
looking for that. They're looking for something that's going to last forever.
Our friend was definitely looking for her forever.
Yes, yeah, and she did find it. Yeah. Well, she
we
thinks
hope
she
so.
find that. We'll wait and see. Hopefully, we're wishing her all the best, that you have the best possible life. I think she knows who she is.
Yeah.
But you never. I just wanted to get back to that, because I think that we're looking for all these things in the wrong places. I think we need to look in the mirror, really ask ourselves.
I would love to have an episode about dating apps. We definitely should do some research about it.
We would have to bring a specialist or somebody.
Maybe download Tinder and start using it and see how it goes.
I don't know.
I mean, in your case, I'm married.
Yeah, I know. I can't do that. I don't know if I can.
Just for research.
Oh my God.
Research purposes. I'll help you.
I'll consider it. I'll consider it. Okay. All right.
I'll download it.
We'll think about it. I'll consider it. But I'm just so much. I'm not that I'm against the use of technology in finding relationships and seeking out people that are similar to you.
Yeah.
Or that complement your goals and aspirations. I think that you can do those things. I just think that the format of it is so physical based.
Right.
And it's how am I going to know what I'm looking for by looking at a couple of pictures?
Well, because you also, I guess, for what I've seen in movies and all that, like you chat with the person first, and then you know whether you want to go on a first date or not.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't call it a first date, like to actually meet that person. And maybe you meet that person and you realize that you are or aren't interested. So
here's the thing. I'm training for the marathon.
Okay.
So recently I went to a run club here in Miami and I met someone that she's also running. She's not running for the marathon, but she's running. And we kind of talked a bit about it. We were talking like on what am I doing and kind of like getting to know each other. And now we have a run planned she's going to run with me. So I think that you can do that naturally just by following your own interest.
Exactly.
Like if you have a goal in your mind and you start doing that, you'll meet people along the way. And I think that's possibly the best way. But you're right. I should try the other way. I should try the...
Just for research. Because this is all in definitely. So we would definitely go with the run club and try to get out and walk and do something active. But if you're not that type of person, or you're not, you're really social and you talk to the rocks, but not everybody is like that.
Right.
Like I've been surprised sometimes that you start talking to people that, out of the blue, I'm like, what is he doing? But that's you. Not everybody's like that.
Okay, fair enough.
My husband, he had Tinder before.
He did?
Yes. And he said, but this is what he told me. Maybe he would tell you something different, but that I think he had like 2 different dates and it was horrible because they were like special people. I don't know, different people for him. Maybe he was a different person for them.
What was he looking for? What when he went on these dates to do what?
Oh, I didn't ask him that.
That seems to be the goal.
I assumed just sex, but maybe he was looking for the one.
Well, see,
I'm gonna ask him. I'll bring it next time.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, listen, I just want to thank the sponsor, American Worldwide Academy, for sponsoring this podcast.
Yes.
If you know someone that needs to achieve their high school diploma or any over 150 career training programs, log on to careerhighschool.com, get some information, and learn some more.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and we'll be back for more.
Thank you.
You've been listening to All Indefinitely. Help us spread the word by subscribing and sharing the show.